May 13th, 2013. This is the X-ray flux chart done out of Boulder, Colorado. We had the X flare earlier today. It was a 1.7. Now they're calling this a 2.8, very close to an X3, extremely strong flare. Now, fortunately, it came off the same sunspot, which is coming off the left limb of the sun. There's some interesting things going on here, but it's saying that a sunspot on the sun's eastern limb is crackling with powerful X-class solar flares. It says these are the strongest flares of 2013, and they are a signal of significant uptick in solar activity. More eruptions could be in the future. It said both of today's flares have produced strong flashes of extreme ultraviolet radiation. And I want to show you a couple other things that are real interesting about this. On the website, we've added some new links, and the old ones are still there. We've added a few new ones, your eyes on the solar system, things like that. But there's two that I want you to use on this video if you want to go check it out. You've got the flare tracker that we've always had, and at the top, Comet eye signs JPL. So we're going to use the flare tracker first. Now you'll have to watch closely here, but they're double flares. If you watch right there as they come out, you've got the X17 and the 2.8, and the 2.8 is faster. It catches it. Again, the Earth will see some side effects of that. We had the radio blackout interference, but a couple things here I want you to notice. Earth is in the yellow dot. Up here is your keys. Coming around is Mercury. Behind it in the green is Venus. Mars is here. The squares are the different satellites, Stereo A and B, and Spitzer, a couple of those. But remember this pattern. It's coming out in front of Mercury, in front of Venus. And I want to show you something else. Now back on the website, come to the top link on the right, Comet eye sign, click there. This is going to take you to the Jet Propulsion Laboratory that we call the JPL models. Normally you would come in the search and you would type in C20SI or ISON or whatever object you were looking for. Now this is called a hyperbolic comet. Now you pull this down and it'll give you the actual orbit diagram according to the information that we have. Now let's turn this thing around. We're going to have Earth facing the sun right there. Now notice in front of Mercury and Venus, and let me pull this up as close as we can get in here. Guys, I know this is not that easy to see. You may have to high def this, but we have the Earth here. We have Mercury that we're seeing coming around the sun. You see today's date. Venus there, and in front of both of them in this pattern is where both X-class flares happen. Now we've heard that ISON is going to be very big. How strong magnetically, how strong electrically will this thing be? Let's look at where it's at now. I'm going to have to turn it, you'll have to zoom it out and really back it down. But you can see that it's inside the orbit of Jupiter. It's right there. Now this thing's going to come and dive in, and as Mars rotates around, I'll pull it back up, and let's just advance it in time through the summer. As Mars comes around under that path, we'll be looking in that direction this summer. Well, late fall, October 2nd, it's directly over, but back in September, it'll be coming in that direction. But it will be over Mars, October 2nd. Now, that's if these X flares do not alter that path. They could also energize a comet and make the magnitude brighter. They're already talking about as bright as the moon, if not brighter. We know it's a mile wider than Manhattan Island and is long. That's a pretty big comet. That's from the estimates that we can get in. That's what we've seen. Now, I've heard that they're underplaying it from different sources, and if you look, it's going to send a. They say that it possibly has a debris trail. Now, the debris trail would be hard to see because of the magnitude and the brightness of the comet and the distance that it is. But it's going to come over Mars. It's going to come up, rise on November 28th into the northern hemisphere. It's still in the northern hemisphere now as far as above the ecliptic until it dives right there at that point. And let's go up to that. And let me pull it up. As it changes color from the light blue to the dark blue, that's when it goes below the ecliptic of the solar system, especially the inner solar system there. And that's what you're looking at November 5th. Then in the southern hemisphere go from November 5th to November 28th. It's going to peel around the sun. As it does, it's going to come directly over Earth. You've seen this in the other images. That is, if we don't have any alteration in the path due to these X-flares. Now, another, just speculating, it's kind of early to tell, or does the incoming comet, one that we've never seen before, we've never seen one of this magnitude, is it affecting the sun already in its electrical potential and discharging these X-flares? Heads up on this, guys. We're going to watch it closely now that we're getting that activity coming in. Very interesting to see. We also know we're in a solar maximum. I'm working on the 666 video. I should have it up maybe an hour and a half after this video. Heads up, guys.